Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Eddie. My 16th one! Heck yeah indeed. So it's a beautiful spring day here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm at the Menominee River Parkway right now. There is very likely a troop of deer not too far out there that are living and doing their thing. Hopefully they'll be able to stick around for the prime forest time livelihood that is a Wisconsin summer. So I'm doing a lot of stuff right now, and it's a lot of different kinds of activities. And when it comes to doing a lot of different kinds of activities, it is important to have kind of an understanding of what sort of mindset to have, what sort of physicality to have in order to accomplish a lot of different tasks. And it's an ongoing process of discovering what is the nature of this skillful sort of interaction. And we go through trials and tribulations to sort of discover this ideal flow-like energy, particularly in regards to the appearance we have. The appearance we have of this inherently existent self. And there's no reason to negate that appearance. There's no reason to negate the fact that there's this appearance of me existing here in this spot at this time, separate from another human brother or sister, just maybe about a quarter mile in that direction, or perhaps less than a quarter mile in that direction, most likely. And there is a feeling of separation in appearance when it comes to that, and there's no reason to negate it. Actually, a lot of suffering comes when you try to tell yourself something that's not true, but you want to make yourself believe it. Like you want to make that feeling that the certain appearance of individuality that you have is shared in all of its uniqueness with that other individual in a way that validates it for being real, and that's a very natural tendency that people have when interacting with others. And when it comes to the generation of the most wholesome kinds of activity, you want to kind of have a motivation of understanding the reality of these differences within appearance. And yes, appreciating them is a very good thing to do. Especially having that appreciation for the right person at the right time, a very good thing to do in the practice. But this does not mean on the ultimate level, regardless of how you choose to sort of accept this appearance of difference, that doesn't mean on the ultimate level that you have to feel like that is the inherent reality. Because if those appearances of difference were the inherent reality, then they wouldn't change. Your enemy would always stay your enemy and not necessarily become your friend, ever. And, there's perfect examples within people's lives where that's not the case. Especially when you think about childhood, when you were a kid, you could have been worse enemies with someone as a child, but then later in life you might be really good friends. That happens a lot, and that's it's within the context of sort of like this innocent interaction that children have with the grace of their circumstances. But there is also the reality of there also is an acknowledgement of reality within that interaction that can be represented on the highest intellectual level and be something that goes beyond oftentimes what logic and reasoning can reach based off of someone's current capacity. And so it's what's important when cultivating the right interaction with others is that you have the right motivation. You understand the appearance of this difference, and you don't try to make that truth change. Instead, though, you work with an understanding of this appearance, yet also acknowledging that on the ultimate level, there is that connectivity. Because if that connectivity was not there, then there would be no change in appearance. But there is. And so, you just kind of do that. And when time comes for you to sort of use logic and reasoning to figure this out, you do that. And then when you feel satisfied with that, when it comes to skillful activity, when you feel satisfied that you've been able to use the logic and reasoning necessary to get to a certain point, that's when you let it go and you just sit and relax within the moment, and you allow for the flow of appearance to happen without hindering it in any way. A very profound practice. Objectless shamatha, you could say, and that is something that's very important as well for truly skillful activity. And a lot of people, it's very hard to unite that particular practice with activity. But if you're doing that, though, you are on the path of meditation. That is the end goal of the level of activities that you want to engage in before reaching Buddhahood. So cheers to that. Cheers to that indeed. Well, thank you very much for joining me for my 16th episode of Tea Time with Eddie. Let's take that plane that just flew overhead and fly to a new plane of imagination together on the next episode of Tea Time with Eddie.